several members of Dykes on Bikes. We have a lot of members of Dykes on Bikes. Got my paper? My papers? All right, who loves the damn San Francisco Dykes on Bikes? Who loves hearing our engines rev? I have to say, this is a challenging year for us. Sunny was a Grand Marshal for the San Francisco Pride Parade, and unfortunately she passed in April. So this marks a very sad year for us. Sunny began riding with the San Francisco Dykes on Bikes in 1978, 2 years after we first moved to the front of the Pride Parade. She rode with us for 40 years, 4 decades, generations of strength. Sunny was in many ways the heart and soul of our organization. She left her mark on history. She refused to accept that dyke is a negative epithet. She was proud to be a dyke. We are proud to be Dykes on Bikes. Sunny showed us what courage is. She showed us what strength is. She showed us how to stand up and say, I'm a dyke on a bike. I'm going to be loud and I'm going to rev my engine. And in doing that, she helped carve out a unique part of LGBTQ culture. Today, I'm joined on stage by some of Sunny's closest friends. We have the motorcycle tank from the bike that she rode in 1978. Isn't that gorgeous? That's a custom paint job. And standing with us today are Dykes on Bikes from around the world. We have Dykes on Bikes from Portland, from Monterey. We have Dykes on Bikes from Sussex, England here, from Queensland, Australia, and Sydney, Australia. And they are all here because Sunny touched them. They may not have met Sunny, but she touched them. She helped our organization grow into an international organization that supports philanthropic endeavors in the LGBTQ and women's motorcycle communities. There are parades around the world led by Dykes on Bikes because of Sunny. Thank you, Sunny, for that. In addition to being a dyke on bikes, Sunny was a proud veteran of the United States Air Force. She served proudly during the Vietnam War. She served stateside here. The symbols and imagery of Indigenous people resonated very strongly with Sunny. As part of this public remembrance for her, we're going to have the gift of a performance sung by Jane DeQueer. She's going to sing a Dene song. Before we go to that, though, I want to close with some of the words from the declaration Sunny provided as part of the key witness in our first case before the United States Supreme Court. Quote, for us and hundreds of thousands of other women around the world, dyke is self-identifying, self-motivating, and self-empowering. Dyke is a term of pride. Many, many thousands of women wear dyke as a badge of honor and courage in their self-expression. For these women, dyke is not derogatory, degrading, or embarrassing. In my capacity as an activist, organizer, and as the secretary of San Francisco Dykes on Bikes, it's my experience that dyke is used widely within the LGBTQ community as a term of self-identification that carries connotations of empowerment, independence, and pride. If I must be labeled other than as a person, human being, or woman, I choose dyke. Dyke is a strong word, and I say it with pride. I am gay, I am a lesbian, I am a dyke. I am a dyke. Dyke expresses independence, self-sufficiency, and empowerment. I am a dyke. Jane?
Sarah was supposed to give me a boob. Okay, so if you hold it for me, come here. That's good. Now just a little bit higher. Don't y'all look beautiful today? So I'm going to sing an honor song. And if you want, connect with the drum, connect with the song. And if your heart moves, you want to make a sound, go right ahead.
Thank you, Jane. With that, I'd like to have Kate Kendell step up here. I think we all know Kate, Executive Director from National Center for Lesbian Rights. Thank you.
Happy Pride, San Francisco! You look beautiful. And I've asked the Dykes on Bikes to stay up here with me because we're going to talk about dyke power. And we're going to talk about, we had to take a case to the U.S. Supreme Court. NCLR working with Brooke Oliver, a local attorney, because Sonny wanted to trademark Dykes on Bikes. And under the Obama administration, the trademark office rejected the application for a Dykes on Bikes trademark because they said dyke was a slur. And we're like, we're using it. It is not a slur. It is about power. It is who we are. We get to name ourselves. And so we won. It took 2 tries, but we won. And yeah, we are proud Dykes. And what we have to understand is that we have a solemn moral obligation to pave a path that will make it easier for every dyke that follows, and every gay man that follows, and every bisexual that follows, and every transgender person that follows us. We must do that because there are way too many people that are not living with the kind of freedom you're feeling right now. And for every person who is not free, we are shackled. We have to live in a way that will make everyone free. Ending white supremacy, dismantling systems of oppression, ending racism, understanding that women of color are the truth tellers. Women of color show us the trust women of color, you're going to be just fine. So as we think about generations of strength, we don't just think about the shoulders we stand on like Sonny Wolf, who dedicated decades long before there was anything like this. She risked, she had courage, she was a truth seeker and a truth teller. So we honor her and we stand on her shoulders, and we know there are many other women whose shoulders we stand on. But our obligation must be to stand firm in that gap and to say, anyone who needs to stand on our shoulders, we are here for you, and our shoulders are strong, and we will support you. We are going to take this country back. We are going to put it to a better place. We're finally going to deal with our failure to deal with racism and white supremacy for way too long, which has led us to this moment, a moment of national shame, but we can turn that shame around, folks. And we're going to start a new narrative, and you know what? The Dykes and the bitches are in charge, and you better watch out. Happy Pride, everybody. Thank you.
Give it up for the Dykes